Danny Garcia, meanwhile, is taking on Mauricio Herrera. He has had some very, very good wins, though there has but there has been some sort of war with words, you could say, between Herrera's trainer and Angel Garcia, Danny Garcia's trainer slash cornerman slash father. Herrera's corner basically indicating that Danny Garcia is not Puerto Rican. He was born in Philadelphia, though both of his parents are from Puerto Rico. This fight is taking place in Puerto Rico. Danny Garcia, meanwhile, to me, Robert, according to boxing.com, is number 4 on the pound-for-pound list. But before we get into that, it seems obvious that this will be a clear-cut win for Danny Garcia. But we should not look past any boxer on any given night. But we also should not look past Mauricio Herrera, who has said he's fought tougher guys than Danny Garcia. His biggest paycheck was $30,000. He works in construction. He's worked multiple jobs just to get by. He has a 20-3 record, though he does only have 7 knockouts. But what does it mean for Garcia to go back to Puerto Rico?
Basically, and Puerto Rico, which was once a great hotbed of boxing, much like Mexico is today, really doesn't have many boxers. I mean, it's incredible, but that is the case, and that is sort of the state of boxing. In a way, it's to solidify, really to lay claim to his boxing heritage. Yes, he was born in Philadelphia. Yes, he's American, et cetera, et cetera. But, I mean, you can take the man out of Puerto Rico, but you can't necessarily take Puerto Rico out of the man. And I think that's really what the approach that Danny Garcia is taking. It's a chance for him to establish his bona fides as a great Puerto Rican champion, and also to grow his fan base. There's no reason that it has to be local. There's no reason it can't be international. And frankly, given Garcia's talent, it ought to be international.
So he is the unified junior welterweight champion. Again, the war with words has gone on and whatnot. But look, from what I've seen from Garcia, I have doubted him a few times. I doubted him against Amir Khan. I doubted him a few other times, including when he fought Lucas Matisse. Has he had possibly the best sort of win total? Like, look, he's undefeated and whatnot, but his resume really speaks volumes to the type of fighter he is and how he's just very fearless. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree completely. Not only is he fearless, I mean, he's one of the few fighters who seems to be improving with each fight. Now, that is really something. Most of these guys reach a certain level, and they sort of stay at that level, whether it's a high level or medium level, but he seems to be improving with each fight, which is really a credit to him and a credit to his father. You mentioned that his father was having a war of words with Herrera's trainer, but his father would have a war of words with a rainstorm or a cloud. I mean, that sort of doesn't account for much. But the fighter, Danny Garcia, is a great talent, and again, a talent who is improving as time goes on.
Now, I'm looking at his last 7 fights. Nate Campbell, Kendall Holt. Granted, we thought Kendall Holt was great a few years ago. It turns out that he is not great, but he's still a solid fighter. Nate Campbell's way past his prime. Eric Morales, way past his prime. But then he knocked out Amir Khan in 4 rounds. Lucky left hook or just an amazing left hook. Your take is fine. Zab Judah and then Lucas Matisse. These are all very, very solid wins. So again, getting back to the boxing.com pound-for-pound list, Danny Garcia is number 4 right now. As I'm looking at it, Floyd Mayweather number 1, Andre Ward number 2, Guillermo Rigondeaux number 3, Garcia 4, Pacquiao 5. Could he possibly get higher with this win, or is it just a gimme fight?
I think it's just a gimme fight. I mean, it's not really... he ought to be fighting the best, and the best, of course, ought to be fighting the best as well. He's not fighting the best. Neither is the best. But it's a sort of a gimme fight. It keeps him in the public eye, keeps him busy. Again, will solidify his reputation in Puerto Rico, if that will indeed happen. But he's one of those fighters like Andre Ward that I simply love to watch because they're so talented. It's just a thrill to watch them. I mean, he's not the ultimate technician the way Ward is. He is a knockout artist, but he is a great performer, and I'll watch him fight anybody, frankly.
Danny Garcia, I would say personally, is the most deserving of a title shot against Floyd Mayweather. Would it be a good fight? I think so. Would he win? Maybe not. But I certainly do believe that he is way more deserving than a few of the other guys that have gone up against Floyd Mayweather. So let's say he does win this fight. Floyd goes on to beat Marcos Maidana, which will probably happen. Does Garcia get the next Mayweather fight?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to believe. I'd like to believe it. I really would love to see the best fight best. that's not necessarily going to happen, given the exchange or the gulf between promotional entities.
Sure.
But I guess I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not encouraged by Mayweather's last several opponents. His performances have been sublime. His opponents have been mediocre, in part perhaps because they were fighting Floyd Mayweather. But I think Garcia certainly deserves that shot. He is one of the best, and Mayweather, who says he's not only the best of this time, but of all time, really needs to fight the best if that statement's meant to be taken seriously.
Well, on the undercard, Deontay Wilder, who I really, really like, 30-0, 30 knockouts. All of his wins coming by way of knockout, takes on Malik Scott. The winner will face Stavern Ariola. I assume you like Deontay Wilder in that one as well?
Of course.
Yes? Okay. Glad we're unanimous on that then. Robert Exel, the editor-in-chief of Boxing.com. You can follow him on Twitter at @boxing_com and follow his fantastic writing at www.boxing.com. Robert, thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.